and one death is also being examined. And campaigners are trying to save a farmhouse in Scotland where the poet Robert Burns wrote Auld Lang Syne by raising £12 million for its restoration. It'll then be used to house the poet's work and belongings. The weather, windy with cloud and rain pushing in from the northwest, drier in the southeast. BBC News are next at 7.
And thanks, Claire. You've done it. You've made it to Friday. Here's hoping you feel a bit less Alex.
Morning, Scott.
And a bit more Tony.
The best time ever. Now that we're on Radio 2. Woo!
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. You never know what's coming next on this show. Who would have thought that yesterday I would end up singing Rock Me Amadeus with Peter Kay?
Oh, Rock Me Amadeus.
Falco.
Woo! Rock Me Amadeus.
Today, after 8, it's a big guest Friday with Rag and Bowman, Maisie Adam, and legendary restaurateur Rick Stein. You remember the last time Maisie Adam was on the show? It was the morning after the Lionesses won the Euros, and Maisie and Ellie Brennan were in a very rainy Basel in Switzerland, and they hadn't really slept much. Maisie's back on the show today with Rick and Rag at 8 o'clock.
Tony.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Faithful, happy Friday.
The Scott Mills Breakfast Show.
Look at this, already we've got Nutty, Kev and Robbo heading to Butlins Minehead for the Madness Weekender. Oi, oi. Tony from the quiz is the best thing you do since you played the Michelle Visage sneeze, says 182 on text. I feel good. That is Michelle Sneeze, real. In the gym already, she's a maniac. Dean in Swindon says I've got some serious 80s finger clicking going on to Michael Sembello. He never really did much after Maniac, but what a song. That was Michael Sembello on Radio 2. Come on, it's Friday, so let's have the Michelle Visage sneeze remix, shall we?
I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
I love her. Meghan Trainor, Still Don't Care on the Scott Mills Breakfast Show. Big guest Friday coming up with Rick, Rag and Maisie at 8 o'clock. We've got food, we've got comedy, we've got music. Terry?
That splash sound effect is on the song Wipeout from Terry and the Highlands.
Fat Boys and the Beach Boys, we've got it. I told you, it's everywhere. Martin, you're better than that. Martin's just sent a text going, of course it's in Titanic the movie. I'll never let go.
You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. Maybe in magazines, but you...
Monday at 6, and here's Ellie with the travel.
On the roads in Scotland, there's some really strong winds today, so we've got a few bridges that are closed to high-sided vehicles. In Fife, the A92, the Tay Road Bridge, that's closed both ways for high-sided vehicles. The Forth Road Bridge as well, closed to high-sided vehicles, and it's looking like they're going to go down to 30 miles an hour on there, so just allow yourself a bit of extra time today. You might be diverted or a little bit slower. Apart from the weather, in the West Midlands, the M54, one lane is closed in both directions between Junction 2 at Wolverhampton and Junction 3. Emergency barrier repairs continue today. And in Gloucestershire, the A46, both directions are closed from the M4 Junction 18 at Bath to the A420 at the Cold Ashton roundabout. There's been an accident there, so expect delays. Now have your next update in half an hour.
Rick Astley, Bananarama, all coming up. And Rosé and Bruno Mars now on Radio 2. Breakfast Show on Radio 2. Someone in the room made an irate call to their phone provider yesterday afternoon.
Oh no, Tony, it was so embarrassing. I called up and I was like, why is my bill so high? It was my donation to Children in Need.
Just a little warning if you're going to get your bill through soon, end of the month and all that.
I've been stood up, messed around, and taken all the gold.
Radio 2, where you just heard Vicar doing Little Donkey straight into Sybil and West End with The Love I Lost. And F2, normal for 2. That's why you love it. Easiest quiz on the radio, final one of the week coming up. After I made my font on my phone bigger a few weeks ago, it's a big move, a big step. I thought I'd give you a quick heads up if you're keen. I'm now the person who has to take pictures of labels they can't read and then use my phone to enlarge the print.
Oh dear.
I learned this is a new low, by trying to read a packet of fajita mix. So that's a new low, one I can't see, and having to read the packet for a fajita mix. Quite simple, isn't it?
Hello, living legends. I'm Laura Whitmore.
And I'm Ian Sterling. It's officially cosy season, people.
The perfect time for hot chocolate, blankets.
And a little bit of true crime.
Get your fix on Murder They Wrote, our weekly podcast diving into the wildest true crime stories.
From a murderous granny to the con man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice.
Oh, and don't forget Murder You Wrote.
Crazy cases from where you live.
That one's only on BBC Sounds.
Murder They Wrote. Listen on BBC Sounds.
In my defence, they are very small, those instructions, especially on spice jars.
Yeah, no, they are small, but I think it might be time for a trip to the opticians.
And here's Ellie with the travel.
On the roads in Cumbria, the A66 westbound, it is blocked at the moment near the Stanmore Cafe. There's been an accident there, so pretty slow traffic, but it is moving through. Staffordshire, the M54, both directions have a lane closed for emergency barrier repairs. That's between Junction 2 at Wolverhampton and Junction 3. Traffic looking okay at the moment, but it did cause some problems yesterday, so expect slight delays. And in Gloucestershire, the A46 southbound, it is closed from the M4 at Junction 18 at Bath towards the A420 at the Cold Ashton roundabout. There's been an accident there. It looks like it's going to be closed for a while. I'll have your next update in half an hour.
Vanessa in Swanmore, so with me on the glasses and labels. And Claire in Chester says, not heard The Love I Lost in years. Thank you for helping me wake up on my last day in work for the week. No worries, Claire.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind.
Just want to say the sheer response to Peter Kay on the show yesterday has been phenomenal. It just shows you how much he is loved. And I feel like I made a new friend. I've just felt so relaxed. We laughed so hard. I have been buzzing about it ever since, so thank you for all your comments. It kind of felt like we forgot we were on the radio at times, but the response in the comments really made me smile, so thank you. We must get him back on. Dua Lipa and New Rules, easiest quiz on the radio, coming up, and Yazoo.
BBC News at 7:30. This is Claire Ronacres. Sir Keir Starmer's facing a backlash from some MPs about the decision to scrap the manifesto commitment to give workers protection against unfair dismissal from the first day in the job. Ministers now plan to introduce the right after 6 months. President Trump has said he plans to suspend migration to the US from what he called third world countries after the death of a soldier allegedly shot by an Afghan national in Washington. The other National Guard member who was shot remains in a serious condition. A BBC investigation into breast cancer care provided by County Durham and Darlington NHS Trust has found more than 200 patients have been harmed since 2023, including 43 who suffered significant harms. The Trust has apologised after warnings were missed and is asking concerned patients to call its helpline. And campaigners are trying to save a farmhouse in Scotland where the poet Robert Burns wrote Auld Lang Syne by raising £12 million for its restoration. It'll then be used to house the poet's work and belongings. The weather, cloudy with rain pushing in from the northwest, drier in the southeast. BBC News are next at 8.
Thank you, Claire. Matty Nixon's at the Radio 2 Sports Desk. And Matty, there was some Dodge delight for Celtic last night. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Yes, a fantastic night for the Scottish champions in the Europa League as they picked up a 3-1 victory at Feyenoord. Celtic's first away win in Europe since 2021, that. And it came in what could be interim manager Martin O'Neill's final game in charge. The victory was their 5th in 6 games under O'Neill, although not everyone was convinced he was up to the job.
My 2 daughters were all on for going for it, and then my wife said that we'll probably mess it up. So, I was trying to phone her there now to find out we haven't messed it up so far.
Nothing like family to keep you grounded, eh? It was a frustrating night for Rangers. They had to settle for a 1-1 draw against Braga at Ibrox. Elsewhere in the Europa League, Aston Villa beat Swiss side Young Boys 2-1, while Nottingham Forest were 3-0 winners against Malmo at the City Ground. It means that Sean Dyche's side have won 3 matches in a row for the first time since the start of the year.
The work we're consistently trying to get into them and their consistency to deliver on a daily basis. You know, we want to get to that point where they just go and deliver on the pitch when it counts, and that's where we're getting to, I think, with this group. I think they really are.
In the Europa Conference League, Crystal Palace lost 2-1 at Strasbourg, while Aberdeen were held to a 1-1 draw by FC Noah. In cricket, Australia will be without Pat Cummins again for the second Ashes test in Brisbane next week, as the captain continues his recovery from a back injury. The Aussies have named an unchanged squad after their comprehensive win over England in the first test in Perth. The penultimate race weekend of the Formula 1 season gets underway later, ahead of the Qatar Grand Prix. McLaren's Lando Norris leads the drivers' standings by 24 points ahead of his teammate Oscar Piastri and Red Bull's Max Verstappen, but Norris says he's not focused on winning the title this weekend.
I don't mind, of course, the earlier I can do it the better, but at the same time that doesn't change how I do anything. I just need to try and win, and simple as that.
And finally, Scotland's women beat Switzerland, and it books their place in the final at the European Curling Championships.
Matty, thanks. It's 33 points to beat on the final quiz of the week, and that's coming next. The TV volume definitely needs to be on multiples of 5, doesn't it? Em in Sussex says, can we have a Christmas song? Maybe Wham? No, that'll spoil it, because we're switching on Christmas on Radio 2 in a big way, Monday morning at 8 o'clock.
This is Radio 2 on BBC Sounds
And on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Friday the 28th of November. Good morning, this is Claire Runacres. Sir Keir Starmer faces a rebellion within Labour over the Workers' Protection U-turn. President Trump pledges to block migration from what is called third world countries, and scientists believe they can pinpoint when cats became pets. Sir Keir Starmer is facing a backlash from some Labour MPs for the government's decision to abandon a manifesto pledge to give workers protection in the South East. Highs of 13 Celsius in London, 12 in Cardiff and 9 in Belfast and Edinburgh. BBC News, it's 8:05.
Thank you, Claire. Yeah. Friday morning, just gone 8 o'clock, which means it's time for Big Guest Friday. After 8:30, the man who single-handedly put Padstow on the map, Rick Stein, is here. Before that, one of our favourite comedians. You loved her on Taskmaster, and she once ran hungover across Basel in Switzerland to meet our Ellie. Maisie Adam is dropping by. But first, the man who once played the character Rag and Bowman in EastEnders, back making new music. Rag and Bowman is here to start. I don't think I put your mic on, so let's do it again.
All right.
If you're running late,
Blame me.
and we're off.
I try to disguise